Okay, well, it's been 3 years since your previous album, The Deep Field. What is for you the biggest difference if you look back on that album? Sometimes people say, well, this album is a reaction to the previous one. Does it also count for you?
I think all my albums are just representative of the space I was in since the last album. So I don't know that it's a reaction against. I think it's like sort of a pretty linear trajectory.
Yeah.
But this album I did do differently, deliberately. I wanted the live sound to be captured, which I felt like wasn't captured. I felt like previously my records were very polished. And I really loved that aesthetic for a while, but I wanted to change that up. I wanted it to be more raw and...
Why?
Because I love making music with my band, and we had done a zillion live shows, and that feeling hadn't been captured in a recording of ours, you know, until this record. And I felt like it was a really important sound. Also, we felt so comfortable playing together. You know, that's like a rare thing. So I wanted to just get that down. Also, it's really fun, you know, I wanted to capture the fun and the like joy of playing. Like, for instance, like in the past, I think I would have like faded down the outro shortly after it starts. And this time I was like, no way, if it feels good, I'm leaving it.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of longer songs, and I love hearing that. I love hearing a band playing together.
What does a long outro do to you then? What is the purpose of a long outro normally?
The purpose? I don't know, it just feels good. It's like the song has ended, but like the groove is still happening. And so might as well just like, you know, hear it a bunch more. You don't need all that information of the lyrics and the form. Like, that's not necessary. We already did that. Yeah. And then let's just like chill in the you know, let's just hang out in that groove for a while. Because often it's just like, it feels like it's like, okay, the song form is done. Okay, done. You know, that's, no. It just,
Is there one outro from another band, from a song that you really like?
Well, I mean, Neil Young does it on every song, you know, pretty much, almost live. You know, the band's cooking, and it's just, he keeps going. You know, why stop, you know? So, I mean, he's an inspiration, that's for sure.
Okay. I've written down lyrics from songs. I don't know, what was the starting point for this album, song-wise?
What was the what?
Starting point for this album, the first song.
Well, I had the song Stay written far before I started writing the rest of the songs. And I had written that record, I had written that song shortly after I recorded The Deep Field. So there was that song, but the cops are here. They found you out.
Police Woman.
Yeah, that's right. I called them.
Yeah.
But I did some songwriting, some like solo shows last year, November, December, and January, to try out new material, and also just to write a lot of songs and just play them in the form they were in, whether they were finished or not, you know. And the song Good Together was one that I had that I thought might be too complicated, you know. And so I was going to see how it felt, you know, and people seemed to think, no, it's not too complicated. Yeah. They followed it to the end. So that was like one of the first songs. And then the song, the classic, I had that whole first part written, and I didn't know how to finish the song. Like, I thought like it needed so much more material, and I wrote all this stuff and nothing worked. I mean, when really, I realized like, really the song was already all written. I just had to write a refrain and a bridge, and then it was done. You know, but I sort of learned that by playing it live, and you know, and I was like, yeah, I'm not sure if it's done, and people were like, what? It's done. You know, it's like very informative to play live. Also, the way it feels like when you're on stage, it can feel very different than when you're at home playing your piano, you know. So
what feeling did this song give you on when you played it live?
The classic?
Yeah.
It's very ebullient, you know, it's very like, it's just a very joyful, happy song. And like the melody goes all over the place, so it's like fun to sing, you know. There was no doo-wop on it at that point. I was just, you know, playing the piano. But people really liked it, so, you know, those were some of the first songs.
Unfortunately, I have to stop.
Okay.
My time is over. But last question.
Okay.
We've opened this interview with the quote, "I'm in the best place I've ever been in my life."
God, I love that quote. Yeah.
How do you stay in the best place?
Oh God, I don't know. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I continue to stay vigilant about what I'm telling myself about myself. Clearly, sometimes I'm ready to put in that work, and sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I just want to just forget about being so aware. And then, you know, the more you do it, though, the more you get used to doing it, and it becomes, you reprogram yourself. Music helps, making music helps. Making music is, you know, having a creative outlet, whatever it is like really, you know, a good way to stay happy.
Let's hope so.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.